gouging benefiting black families who spend significantly more of their budget on groceries than other families. All right. I
So you're
mean,
saying that so
you
basically,
gonna put it.
okay.
You basically gonna tell you telling the corporate motherfuckers if y'all we catch y'all gouging, the feds gonna bang y'all with fines and shit like
They
that.
should have been doing that because they
Yeah,
did that all day. That's what they do.
yeah. Like you could have been doing that right now though.
You could do
That's
it
some
right now.
shit.
You could make an executive order and do it right now.
Exactly. He could have been doing that 2 years last year.
He should have did it during the pandemic
You know what I'm
because
saying?
that's when they was gouging.
Exactly.
Hand sanitizer was $4. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
Like the little
Toilet
box.
tissue $20
Yeah,
for a
yeah,
roll
yeah.
of
For a
six.
pack of six, $20. Like, come on, man.
Fucking
Like that's
crazy.
when you should have been executive order. Anybody we catch gouging, we banging them. Bob. You would have made a lot of noise. That's where you would have galvanized support because everybody
Exactly.
was feeling
They
the
didn't
pressure.
give a fuck.
They didn't
They
care.
didn't give a fuck. Shit, they gave the people $1,200. Come on, man. You didn't give a fuck. All
Right, they
right.
gave him
So
1,200.
low.
True, true.
And that's if you even qualified for that
Oh
shit.
wait, you had to
Yeah.
qualify. So
Yeah, you
be
had to
clear.
qualify for that shit. So
Let's be
lowering
clear.
rent. This is a good one. Lowering rent. How are you going to do this? Let me see. Vice President Harris will incentivize the private sector to create new
Private
affordable
sector.
housing units throughout the country so that high cost of rent does not stand in the way of anyone's ambition. She will also partner with private sector to build 3 million additional housing units in her first term, and she will go after price fixing schemes that raise housing costs of black men and their families and unfair practices that help large corporate landlords dramatically raising rent. Okay, but again, this is something that's a problem the last couple of years since I've been in office. Rent has been sky high all over.
Right.
So you saying you're gonna do this when you I mean these are things y'all should have been doing now, but I get it. But they say when I say that, my people tell me that it wasn't her presidency, so she had to go along with what he wanted to do.
Did you see San Francisco's homelessness problem? That
Yes,
is rival to New York's.
yes.
Now she was from San Francisco, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Good. Talking about
Now,
rents and
yeah. So now triple. Now she wants to more than triple the number of new first-time black homes. This is the one we talked about before. She's going
mm,
to provide 25,000 down payment for first-time home buyers who lack inherited wealth. What? Okay. So first of all, you're gonna put down 25 grand. I mean, if you don't get the houses lowering and the rent under control, that's not the 25 still gonna leave people price people out because people are selling houses for top dollars. Like, I mean, look at New York. What are you gonna buy in New York City and put down 25,000? You can't even get a condo.
um.
You may
So
get a
let's
one
see.
bedroom. You might
What
can
is
put down a
what are
one
they
bedroom.
requiring? They're requiring 3%, right? Through FHA, the federal
Yeah.
lending.
Hmm.
You can drop 3%. So a friend of mine, he bought a home, and you know it's 6. So he dropped 3%. 3% of 600,000, 700,000. That's 20 something thousand. That's 18 to 20,000. That
Hmm.
ain't shit on a $600,000 house, which is
But
like going. That's the going rate on the like a crib, like one family home in certain parts of the city. Now, yeah, I know that it balloons because there are like $1 million properties in Manhattan
mm,
that they got to get lumped into it. But if you roll around Brooklyn and parts of Queens, a lot of those homes are 3, 4, 5, 600,000. Now, to put it in its proper perspective,
mm,
if a home is 300,000 and you make 50,000,
mm.
100,000, can you afford that mortgage for the $300,000 house if you make 100,000? No, you can't,
Mm.
because it's the barrier that they try to push away for you to make it better for you economically is your home and your mortgage and expenses should not be more than 1/3 of your income. So if you make $100,000, 1/3 of your income on paper
Mm.
is 33,000. So, but when you look at what somebody that makes 100,000, what they bring home after taxes, they only bring home like about 60,000. You understand? So if you only bringing home 60,000 and your mortgage is a third, like that's 30 grand out of your 60 that's gone. Like that's half of it right there. Like between the mortgage and the expenses and the things that, food and all those things that come with the home, you could barely afford that. Over the course of
Mm.
15, 20 years, if they lock you in that long, 30 years, because there are 30-year mortgages still. But a condominium, yeah, that would probably be the way to go. But I'm here to tell you that 25,000 towards a house is nice if the bank wants to give it to you. But if let's say I go with no bread, I have nothing, but I want to get a loan to get a home. They're gonna give me 25. Then I got a house shop. See what I'm gonna buy. What can I afford to take this 25,000 towards? Probably only like a $200,000 home. In theory. So, and now where's 200,000 going to get you in New York City? Probably going to get you in a ghetto, a slum. You know, the back parts of East New York, where it's like the marshland, where Gateway Plaza is. Like I'm not talking about specifically there, but it's going to be difficult for transportation wise. You're not going to get your bang for your buck. $200,000 home is not a great home. And talk about price wise in New York, City, it's just not. When you start looking around at certain neighborhoods and you see how high the prices are to actually buy a home. So you're going to give me 25. I have nothing. If you make on $100,000, like it don't even make sense for you to even buy a home here, not in the city.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. But wait, but that's the plan. So cool.
Mm.
On paper, that's a plan. You may or may not get this. It depends on we're going to work and challenge the system
This is more
and the private
plan,
sector and
But this plan is like more something that can be done. Like
Yeah.
this is something that they'll give you the 25 grand, put you in the house because you'll probably foreclose and they're gonna take the shit from you anyway. So they're gonna take it back and resell the bitch anyway.
Yeah, that's
So
the way that you put it though, it's kind of fucked up because that's what it would be. Because you
that's
can't
what
afford
exactly. So it's like
it. They know you can't afford it. Like
yeah.
yeah.
So it's what they're
Now
gonna
that's
do.
here though. But see, so this
Yeah.
is an outlier city.
But I'm just saying it's like that here. The houses
Yeah.
here,
Well, you're an outlier.
houses ain't the houses. Of course, the houses ain't the same prices as they are in New York down
No,
here.
houses
But
in
let's
Georgia
be
is pretty high though. Let's not.
but let's be
Yeah.
clear. Like some of these houses was going for the shit that's going now for 600. I mean, 10 years ago probably was maybe 350.
Damn,
They
really?
more than
They
doubled.
doubled?
Yeah, like
Shit.
shit is like I mean shit going for 200, 400 and something now.
That used to
Like
be 50,
I mean,
60,000.
people motherfuckers out here selling shacks for 250, man. Like these shit,
Nah, you serious? Because I looked online now. I'll be looking. You
son.
telling me for
Look in the metro area
wow?
and you will see.
Oh no, I've seen the metro area. No,
Yeah.
definitely. I was going. I was
Now if you
going
go
on the metro area. Yeah,
now if
yeah.
you going further out rural, shit probably gonna be a little cheaper.
I've
You
seen
gonna
shacks for 200 on
yeah,
in the
like
inner
that's what I'm
city
saying.
of Atlanta and shit like that.
So
Yeah.
and then but so this one is interesting. Fighting to end racial bias in home appraisals. Why would you be
Wow.
fighting instead of like, yo, you get caught
Isn't
with
there
that shit?
federal protection already in place for that under the Constitution?
I don't.
I mean, they have an amendment. They don't. They already have an amendment for that. Why are we fighting this still?
Yeah, exactly. That I
Because the
thought.
home appraisal game is rigged from the jump because that's how the redlining takes place. You need to appraise the homes at a certain level so that you can cooperate with the bank so as to whether you're going to lend to this area or not. So if all the homes are being appraised at this certain level, then you know, all right, well, we can't put no money over here. That's how redlining go.
Yeah.
So you still fighting that. So
Yeah.
why we haven't been fighting that since I've been alive? Why is it still going on? I'm not 15. I'm not 25. Like, this is a problem has been going on since they created FHA. This has been going on since 1933.
I mean, this is
We damn near 100 years in. This is still going on. So what you telling me is that, all right, well, she's gonna fight for my right to get a good home loan that I'm going to probably foreclose on, depending on where I live. And if you want to continue to fight the fight, just keep the hope, and I'm here for you. I'm going to push. I'm going to challenge the private sector. Really? They're private for a reason. They don't have to fuck with you.
exactly.
That's why they're private. So you ain't talking about your money to get a home. That's not private sector. That's not what they're talking about. But the banking, they redline all day. So let me think positive. Okay, fuck it. You're gonna give me 25, and I just gotta. It goes back to what you said. I make 100,000. You give me 25. I'm gonna drop it on the house, and you know, food goes up, gas goes up. The regular stuff that that fluctuates up and down. Gas, food, life, and next thing you know, I gotta sell the crib. I can't afford the insurance. A catastrophe comes through. I can't get flood insurance. I gotta, there's the other thing. We gotta read our documents. You seen all the hurricanes that came through? Boom, swept through North Carolina, Texas, and all of that, like they normally do, Georgia. And they wipe shit out. I say that the hurricanes, they wipe shit out. And your policy, you thinking you gonna get, they don't cover that. They don't cover certain things. And you just fucked up. If you want to fight something, fight the insurance companies who, on the medical side, on the real estate side, they fuck you over, and nobody says anything. Like their first objective is to shoot down your claim. Boom, shoot that shit down. Deny. Make them appeal. That's in the medical part. In the real estate part, home insurance and all of that, you have a deductible and you have a maximum of what you're going to receive. Your damages could be like 100,000, 200,000 in damages, but we could give you 30. Your home is destroyed. I could give you 30 grand though. Wow. That's what the people are going through. So then now you got the FEMA process that, if your area qualifies for, federal aid, and you got to apply. My home is destroyed. I got to apply for the 750, so I got to find somebody where I could use their computer, apply,